Hey, what's going on? My name is Felander, and this is my honest review of Tyler Perry's new Netflix film called Straw, starring Taraji P. Henson. Hey, what's going on? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever place in the world you are, whatever time zone you're in. Hopefully y'all are having a great, prosperous, and productive day. You know, shout out to the villains, of course, man. It's a new day. Why not make it better than yesterday? Okay, so now let's talk about what we're all here for. We want to talk about Tyler Perry's new Netflix film starring Taraji P. Henson called Straw. Here we go. Okay, so here's the plot. It's Black woman struggle. That's the plot.
Yay!
So, for me, when I saw the movie, it's about single mother with a daughter living in struggle with a series of events that spirals. Will it ever change with Tyler Perry stuff? I don't know. Tyler Perry, are you listening to the people who are talking about your things? To me, it's given, forget what y'all talk about. I'm still going to write, direct. I'm surprised he didn't star in it. But also producing. Like, I don't know if Tyler Perry is listening. He knows his audience. He knows his audience. Regardless of if we like it or not, it's irrelevant. He knows his audience. The movies will be watched. I watched it. You watched it. You're here for the review. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he has like a formula. He knows his audience, and we are going to eat it up. I guess I am also a part of his audience because I'm watching all the movies, you know, and doing reviews. So, like, yeah, are you listening, Tyler Perry? I don't know. But I do know that the wigs was looking nice, you know, like the hair and makeup team did a good job. Like, yeah. The stories sometimes I think need to change at some point. But this story also tells about unity and empathy. It is a chain reaction. All right, so let's start with Taraji P. Henson. One thing that Taraji P. Henson is going to do is act and deliver. I legitimately, from the beginning of the film to the end, I felt her struggle. She brought me into her struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was rooting for her. Like, I mean, it's so crazy when we think about, like, how dramatic Tyler Perry films be, because it's like, like, people rooting for somebody, and the elevation and the dramatic element of Tyler Perry films is like, yeah, we rooting for her, but does that require us all to have posters that we just picked up from Dollar Tree to be outside standing and say, we rooting for you, girl, we rooting for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I was like, that's a bit dramatic, because honestly, I wouldn't have been outside with no poster. I mean, I just would have been like, you know what? You know, I can see how this went crazy. Okay, but anyway, Taraji P. Henson really Taraji P. Henson really did such a great job in just her acting and her believability in it. I believed that she is living in struggle. I believe that she does have a daughter and she is trying to do everything that it is to go to the next step of providing for her daughter. Taraji just did a great job of being a struggle mama, okay? Because, like, wow. Kudos to you, Taraji. I felt your vulnerability. I just felt all the things that you were giving in that film. You know what I'm saying? And also, it annoyed the crap out of me, that ending. Well, not even the ending, but just the how series of events happened to her. I was like, dang, she can't catch a break. She cannot catch a break. And I know, I was just like, I hope people are not really out here living like this. But if they are, I think something needs to change mentally. I think it's something in their it starts with them. It starts with you, in my honest opinion. I'm not saying that circumstances don't happen to people, because they absolutely do. But I do think that in moments, it's like you some people like to live in that space. Some people only know struggle. Some people only see the bottom as their life. And I think that there has to be something in the mind that has to shift and change to get yourself out of that. How people do that, how what the process is to get out of that space, I don't know because I'm not a therapist. But what I do know is that I have seen multiple people in my life who have started at the bottom, stayed in the bottom, want to be in the bottom, and only live in a space that it just spiraled one thing after the other. Okay, now you in jail. Now you now you just get pulled over. It's a whole energy thing. It's low vibrational, and so that's one thing that I do recognize in this film. Fortunately, I can also have empathy for her struggle. I do think that as an internal issue though, like for somebody to just be like something just one thing after the other, one thing after the other, and you can't get over a hurdle, I think that is something internal. I think that is something that was brought up from childhood. I do think that there's no sense of community that they have around no one supporting them. I think, but that's also them. You know, that's an internal thing. So yeah. Ooh, wow, that is just a lot to unpack in this movie. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, but great job, Taraji B. Henson. I loved all the things that you were making me feel in this film. So yeah. And then we have Sherri Shepherd, who plays Nicole, who is a bank manager of the bank that allegedly Taraji P. Henson's character is robbing. Hashtag not robbing that place. Teller lady just got overzealous and just was doing the most. She was doing the most. I mean, but I can't. I've never been a teller, so when I see a gun, I'm just gonna be like, okay, silent alarm. Let's get to it. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, Sherri Shepherd's character is actually really the place of peace for this movie. One of two people in this movie who I think has the most empathy, and she the relatable person, and really just seeing how this situation can go from 0 to 100 in the most negative way, and she has some type of care in that part of it, and I really liked her. I like Sherri Shepherd in general. Like, I love when Sherri Shepherd gets to play something outside of her normal, something not comedic. Opposite of that is the drama, so that we can actually take her serious in the acting space. Like, I love her being in these spaces where her regular personal self is removed from what we normally see. And I went to her show, but for me, I'm just like, I really enjoy Sherri Shepherd outside of television, TV show host as well. Man, I really loved how she put her arms around Taraji P. Henson's character, and not physically, but like, you just understand people's struggle, and I think that was such a great way for us to see how unity happens in the Black community. You know, you really do have to wrap your arms around each other to help push somebody along. Sometimes. So amazing job, Sherri Shepherd. Another person who I really enjoyed in this movie is Teyana Taylor's character, who was Detective Raymond. And her character was actually a step ahead of the curve. You know, like, because first of all, I think obviously she could relate in the film to Taraji's character. And I love that she was very sure about what the situation with Taraji P characters was going through. Like, I just, it's a knowing. You know, she has such discernment in what this situation could possibly be because she could relate. And I really loved how she was very strong in her decision making. especially when it comes to her partner, like her detective partner, and also like the FBI agent, her boss, and all the things. Like I just really loved that she was able to stand on her own, stand in it, and I believed it. I believed Teyana Taylor's character. And that's really the most important thing about this whole movie. Regardless of if you liked it or you didn't like it, did it make you feel something? Did you believe any part of it? Did a piece of you show in it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be the dramatic version of Tyler Perry's film, but a piece of us is inside of one or two of these characters. You know what I'm saying? That I think. Because, we have Mother. I'm not a mother, but I know people who are. Single parent. I know some single parents out here. People who are down and out and literally are spiraling. Mental issues, all the things. I know some people with some mental issues. I know some people who are put in situations where that's the beginning of their villain story. You know what I'm saying? So this is really just a telling of that, like having a horrible boss. We all can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know a single person with an amazing boss who has had an amazing boss their entire working career. I don't know a single one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is relatable to a certain extent, but overall the dramatic of it all, I can't say that we all go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I just can't. I love that Teyana Taylor is really having a moment of 2025. Maybe 2025 is her year, her breakout year. She has albums, music. She's doing multiple films. She divorced, living her best life. She also is around Aaron Pierre, Mufasa. So I mean, like that's a win as well because they both are beautiful people. So like I don't know what the ins and out of that is, but congratulations, Teyana. You're doing your thing in 2025. Yeah. My favorite moment in the entire movie that caught me off guard was seeing Sinbad in this film. And for those of you who don't know, Sinbad is a comedian who has had a very, very long career. But recently, maybe in the last year, a couple of years, he had like a stroke and something like that. But like, he's just been on the road to recovery. And I loved watching Sinbad stuff when I was a young kid, and I just love seeing his resurgence. And Tyler Perry is going to keep the legends working, let me tell you. And Sinbad is a legend. So, yeah, like, honestly, I don't care what his performance did. I just was happy to see him in the movie. So, anything I have to say about Sinbad, doesn't matter. He did a great job. He was there. I don't care. I love Sinbad. And he's on the road to recovery. And he's getting checks from Tyler Perry. Period. Okay, so now we also got to talk about Glynn Turman, who is a legend. One thing about Tyler Perry, he's going to keep these legends working. He plays the boss of Taraji P. Henson's character of the store that she works at. And the manager's name is Richard. Richard is an unhinged boss that we all don't want to have in our lives. Like once again, like I said, Tyler Perry makes it the dramatic version of it. But in this, he was very disrespectful. And even though it was in this film as very dramatic with foul language, as him calling her names and really just berating her with things, that's a dramatic version, but we all have I don't know if we all have had, but I know I can relate to say I've had bosses with microaggressions who I took disrespect to. You know what I'm saying? Like things that they have done that I felt disrespected towards. Them having a nonchalant ability and no care and no empathy for me as a person. It's just like, wait a minute, you can also lose your job tomorrow. So what we doing here? And at this point, it is what it is. I don't have no empathy for you. You don't have no empathy for me. It's just toxic workspace. Like that's what it is. I was really baffled at that. Like, so Tyler Perry, you understand the drama of it all, but like, let me just say that was a bit much for me. at that point you kind of don't feel really no empathy for his demise when Taraji P. Henson does what she does to him. So like, you know, but yeah, one thing about this movie, it made you feel some things, good, bad, indifferent. That's just what it is. I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10 by far, but what I am saying is that the people who needed to see it saw it. The people who needed to relate to it related. The people who enjoyed it enjoyed it. The people who didn't. So that's just what it is. So here are my final thoughts. Go watch the film. Support Tyler Perry. Support Taraji, Sherri Shepherd, Teyana Taylor, Sinbad. Like, support our people. Art should be taken in, and you have to do. You as the audience has to interpret it how you feel. I 100% do support whatever Tyler Perry is doing in the grand scheme of it all, paying the actors, keeping legends employed, you know, just providing for so many people, hundreds and thousands of people. And so I just think that this is another film that he's adding to his catalog. So I think that we should all watch it. I think it was cool. I'm not saying it was a 10 out of 10, but it definitely wasn't 0 out of 10. So now I want to hear from you. You tell me what you thought of this film. Did you like it? Did you not? Was Tyler Perry doing the most again? Did Taraji do a good job? Sherri Shepherd, Teyana Taylor, Sinbad, were you surprised? Like, I need to know. I want to hear from you because I think that it is important for us to create dialogue around these films that center around blackness, you know? So leave a comment. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Oh shoot, that's like old. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And until next time, once again, my name is Felander. Have a great day. Make it better than yesterday. Peace.